approve yung, yan, okay na, approve na pala yung recordings natin. So, ayun, so I'm praying naman na lahat po kayo papasa this year. Okay, so meron akong mahalagang announcement later. Ayun. So kindly have your notes with you, your notebook and your pen. Okay, para po ma-take note nyo po lahat ng aking sasabihin for tonight's video. Charot! Ayan. Our discussion for tonight. By the way, I just want to say good evening sa lahat po. Ayan, by the way, ako si Angela Espinosa. Baka hindi pa ako kakilala sa akin yung iba. And nice meeting you again. Sana ba yun? Bakit wala dito yung ano ko? Bebe ka. Bakit wala siya dito ngayon? Kasi tanong siya ng tanong, bakit kailan daw ako magdi-discuss ulit? Ayan, so, yeah, so this is a free discussion on the communication process. Actually, we discussed already the communication process sa klase namin. But this is a part 2 already, class, okay? This is a part 2. We already discussed about the communication process, part 1, and this is the part 2. So they are about communication. Specifically, our discussion about the communication process is the mass communication. So, i-discuss po natin yung mass communication. So, bali, isa lang po yung i-discuss natin na types ng mass communication, which is the social media. Yun lang po yung i-discuss natin. Okay? So, sa iba, hindi na po natin i-discuss yun. Yung tulad ng TV, radio, alam nyo na po yun. Alam nyo na po yun, ibig sabihin nun. Okay? Yun na lang tayo sa social media, sa under mass communication. Kaya sinabi ko, one of our discussion is communication process. Pasensya na, okay, medyo malat. And then, ubo. And then number 2, our next discussion is educational system. Philippine educational system. Pinokus ko lang yung pinaka-flesh ng educational system, which is related to agriculture or related to ano yung lumabas, came out last year na mga questions and objectives. So, yung objectives na i-discuss ko ngayon, yung objectives na that can be used for extension, both extension and in marketing or finance marketing. Okay, so actually magkaiba-iba po kasi yung mga meaning nun, pero i-discuss ko naman din yun sa inyo isa-isa. Okay, so let's now proceed to our discussion. Okay. Yes, Michelle? Do you have any question before we proceed? Michelle? You raised your hand. You can unmute your microphone po. Yes, Michelle, do you have question? Wala? Okay. Maganda na po yung walang tanong. Para makapag-proceed na po tayo. Ayan, so this will be our discussion. So this is the content of our study for tonight. It will be communication process. Specifically, social media ang pag-uusapan po natin. And educational system, which is the Philippine education system here in the Philippines or national education system. Philippine National, ano ba yun? Parang may term natin. Basta, that's a Philippine educational system. Okay, so later on makikita nyo naman din. Or TVET, yung pag-uusapan natin under TESDA, yun. And then we have the objectives na pag-uusapan din natin. Okay? SMART po yung pag-uusapan natin sa objectives. Okay, let's start first with the objectives. What are SMART objectives? Ano nga ba ang SMART objectives? O ano nga ba ibig sabihin ng SMART? A SMART is an acronym used to identify the characteristics of good objectives. Okay? Characteristics of good objectives. So that is SMART. Okay? Siguro, di ba lagi ko din sinasabi na you should study SMART, not study harder. No, kahit si Team Laika, no, yung sa Team Laika, si Teacher Laika, no, kahit si Coach Laika, sinasabi niya you need to be study smart, not study hard. Kasi nga If you study hard, there's a tendency that you are not using it wisely. Okay? So if you are studying smart, meaning you are being wise. Why? If you study smart, you have a lot of techniques, a lot of methods to do na para maipasok talaga siya sa utak mo, yung mga pinag-aralan mo. And not just sa pagsa-study mo, but also sa pag-iisang extensionist or resource speaker ng isang program, pwede din po yun, gamitin ang smart. No? Pag ikaw po ay smart, if you are studying smart, it means that you are wise. Okay? You are studying wisely. Okay, another thing is that SMART objectives identify who should do what, under what conditions, according to which standards. What do you mean by that? If you are smart, it means that you are also flexible. Whatever the conditions or climate na nag-change in your environment or surroundings, you should be flexible. Okay? Let's say meron kang toxic na co-employee, no, you should be smart, no? Wag na lang talaga intindihin sila. Kasi nga, once intindihin mo po sila, ikaw pa yung masisira. Okay? So, dapat, focus lang tayo kung ano yung work natin. Baga, trabaho lang po tayo. Wag na tayong makialam pa sa iba. So, work on our own. Do not mind them. Okay? As extensionist also, what are we going to do? We should be flexible in everything. Example, pag tayo pa extensionist, we are resource speaker. From our specific example, kinuha po tayo as resource speaker ng mushroom productions. Ganon. So, we should be flexible kasi nga, there are participants or there are farmers na magtatanong sa iyo. So, you should be flexible. In what way? It means that you should be knowledgeable on the project or in the specific topic na i-discuss mo po, no, doon sa mga participants or sa community. Kasi nga, pag tiniskas mo, ibig sabihin, you are knowledgeable enough or you can stand on the questions, you can stand na sumagot doon sa mga questions na ibabato sa'yo ng mga participants. So, ganun po yun. So, dapat maging smart din po tayo. Not just sa pag-study, but also sa work. No? Ito lagi itong sinasabi ng aking lolo nung unang panahon na lolo tsaka lola, you should study smart. Kasi pag smart ka, wise ka. Ganun daw, sabi nila. Kaya yun, dala-dala ko na siya yung pagiging smart. Charot. Yan, dala ko na yung smart. Ano ba yung let's say, ano ba yung pinaka-ugali ng isang smart na tao? Yung pinaka-ugali ng smart na tao ay hindi po siya marunong mag-no. Ayun. Magno-no lang po siya pag alam niya na yung isang bagay ay delikado or jeopardy para sa kanya. It's dangerous for him, health, mental, physically. That's the time na po na nagno-no ang mga smart na tao. Pero yung mga tao po na smart in the sense na hindi naman po siya, hindi naman siya nakakasira health, physical, mental, tsaka emotional, no, spiritual, hindi naman siya nakakasira. So ang ginagawa po ng mga smart na tao ay even though they do not know kung ano yung pinapagawa sa kanila, they will make a way, no? Hanap po sila ng paraan na malaman po kung paano gagawin yung isang bagay na yan. So yun po yung mga smart na tao. And another thing, yung mga smart na tao po ay may mga integridad, yung mga ganong smart, yung mga smart na tao. Bakit integridad yung sinasabi ko? Kasi yung mga taong smart po ay nagtatrabaho kahit wala ang amo or wala ang boss, nagtatrabaho. There are some co-workers, no, yung mga kasama natin, mga co-employee natin, mag-work lang pag andyan ang boss. Diba? Mag-work lang pag andyan ang boss, pero pag wala si boss, hindi nag-work. Nagsiselfon lang, pero pag nakita nandyan si boss, nagpapakitang gilas. Ibig sabihin po nun, wala silang integrity, walang loyalty sa company at the same time sa kanilang mandates. So, hindi po yun maganda. No, lagi ko pong sinasabi sa inyo na huwag kayong tama din pag nasa trabaho kayo. Kasi yan po ang nagpapasahod sa inyo. And at the same time, no, yan po nagpapasahod sa inyo. At the same time, we are making ourselves more smarter. Yun, kaya there are people na, excuse me, nagsiswitch talaga, nagsiswitch or naghanap ng ibang trabaho because they feel it na yung sahod nila is not justifiable sa kakayahan na meron sila. Yung meron mga ganyang tao, that's why mag-change na lang sila ng ibang company. So, dapat maging smart po tayo, ha? Makita po sa atin na smart tayo. And the composure is andun pa rin po yung atake ng composure. Ano ba yung sabihin ng composure? Pakita mo na kayang-kaya mo, positively, confidently, pinapakita mo sa client at sa community mo. Ganun po yung mga smart na tao. Yung pag tinatanong ka, hindi ka nagda-doubt, ganun, you direct to the point, you are being responsive to the question, so that is a smart people. Okay? Next. Okay, so what do you mean by smart? Okay, so in extension, smart or S is referring to is specific, M is for measurable, A for achievable or attainable. This is attainable also, not just achievable, but attainable. Okay, kasi pares lang po yan sila. Actually, synonyms lang po talaga si attainable at saka si achievable. Kasi when you talk about attainable, you are going to reach that goal, no? Also achievable din, ganun din si achievable. Relevant, okay, relevant po ang tawag pag sa extension, no? Pag nandun, pag economics naman po pag-usapan, pag marketing, ang tawag po dun ay realistic. Okay? Pag sa marketing po ang pag-uusapan, you are being realistic. Okay? Pag sa marketing. Pero pag sa extension naman pag-usapan, that is relevant. Kasi nga sa extension, you are doing education. Di ba? Sa extension, you are doing education. That's why you need to be relevant. What you are teaching is relevant to what is the needs or conditions of the farmers. Okay? So that is why relevant is found in extension. Why realistic or the realistic is only defined in marketing or finance marketing. Kasi nga dapat if you are going to plan, if you are going to make a planning or strategic planning, be sure that your plan is realistic. Yun. Makikita, visible at hindi magne-negative ang project na yan. So that is being realistic po. Sir, kasi maiba-iba kasi yung sagot sa sa mga questionnaires. Tama po 'yun. Iba-iba po yung sagot noon. But they have specific reasons. Okay? If you see like that, ang sagot is realistic. Ang sagot po pag extension po ang tinitake ninyo na smart objectives, yan po ay relevant. Pag yan po ay na-under sa economics, under po ng finance marketing, yan po ay realistic ang R. Okay? Pag naman po, pag makita nyo yung extension, achievable at saka attainable, you follow at achievable. Kasi actually, both naman yun sila ang sagot. It can be achievable or attainable. Sir, meron po ba ganyan sa board exam? May tendency po ba na dalawa yung sagot? Yes po. Actually, meron talaga nagbibigay ng pa-bonus si PRC na dalawa isagot, no? Pero hindi naman pwedeng dalawa ang sagot, isa lang. So, dapat tatama ka talaga dun. Kasi it's either of the two ang, dalawa na yung sagot dun. So, pipili ka nung kaling sa dalawang dun ang sagot. So, isa lang yung pipiliin mo. So, tama na yun. Automatic na tama na yung sagot mo dun. Okay? So, that is the meaning or the definition of this acronym SMART called SMART, acronym called SMART. So S is referring to specific. What do you mean by specific? It is an objectives. It should address the 5 WH questions. So what are those WH questions? We have the whose, what, where, who, what, when, where, and why. So yan yung WH questions na kailangan yung alamin. Okay? And the objectives specifies what needs to be done with a timeline for completion. Okay, it is the objectives specifies what needs to be done with a timeline for completion. It means a specific or a specific person or a specific extensionist, there should be a timeline. O, kailan ba ito matatapos? Yun. Kasi dapat sa extensionist, dapat meron yan eh. Yung project, dapat pag gumagawa tayo ng project, be sure na merong timeline bawat trabaho natin. However, tayo ay nasanay sa manya na habit. Oh, sa Bisaya pa, unya habit. Sa Tagalog pa, pabukas na lang. O yun. Ganyan, di ba? May mga ganyan. So, hindi po yun dapat nating gawain. Kahit sa work po tayo, if we know that we can still work it, no, gawin na po natin sa araw na yun. Kasi po, naapektuhan po yung pag-uugali natin ng pagiging tamad. Yun. Nagiging tamad po tayo pag ano, like, pag ayaw din ng boss natin, pag inuutosan tayo, sabihin ng boss natin na, oh, gawin mo to, tapos ang sinabi mo naman na, ano na lang, bukas na lang boss, kasi ano na, alauna na, maya-maya uwi na tayo. Ha? Alauna pa nga. O, syempre kaya mo pa yung gawin. No? So, bakit mo papabukasin? So, dapat, meron kang timeline. No? You have this completion. Gustong-gusto yan ng mga boss ninyo or ng mga boss natin na we are flexible. Tsaka, kahit hindi tayo nag-overtime, pero nag-overtime tayo to finish our works. Okay? So, dapat po maging specific po tayo. Who are the best example of being specific are the teachers. As you can see in the DepEd, they are specific because they have timeline to present or to send their reports. Oh, pag naging teacher na kayo sa DepEd, naku, ang hirap. Promise. Mas yung mga paghihirap doon kasi both admin matters at saka pagiging teachers niyo po ay nandun na. It's a too heavy responsibility po yung ganun. So, ayoko talaga naman yung teacher ka na nga, nagiging admin ka pa. No? At the same time, tapos, syempre, parents ka ng mga bata. So, magbibigay ka pa ng advice. May mga matitigas pa na ulo ng mga estudyante. Mahirap po yun. Okay? And then we have measurable. Next, we have measurable. Pag sabi measurable, it is objectives that should include numeric or descriptive measures that define quantity, quality, cost, etc. Their focus should be on observable actions and outcomes. So, ano nga ba yung measurable? Pag measurable, it has two types. We have quantitative and qualitative. Di ba sa research, pag pinagsabi ng teacher natin, what's method you are going to use in research? Quali or quantitative? Or quali-quanti, quali-quanti, gano'n. So, yun, pag sinabi natin quali, it means that you are more on descriptive form method. Descriptive method, ibig sabihin more on analyzing the data, sasabihin mo doon, blah, 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 puro letter lang lahat, ang makikita, walang mga numbers, and that's what we call qualitative. Now, you're asking your quality of your works. While quantitative naman, it talks about the numerous number or data. No, it talks about number or numeric. Okay, number po yung pinag-uusapan sa quantitative. Kulad na mga statistics, yun, statistics data, mga graph, line graph, no, ginagamit po yun for quantitative. So that is how you're going to measure objectives. That should be measurable. Okay, so, etc. Their focus should be on observable actions and outcomes. So, always remember na yung objectives po natin ay measurable and we know naman kung ano yung nagiging objectives natin, yun ang nagiging conclusion natin. Diba nga pinapagawan tayo ng teacher ng objectives, at least 3 objectives, that is the minimum. So, ito po yung dapat include sa objectives niyo. There should be, your objectives or the objectives of your study should be measurable. Okay? Number 3, next we have achievable or attainable. So pag sinabi natin achievable or attainable, its objectives should be within the control. Yun. Yung nasa control pa rin yung objectives. Hindi ko no-control ng iba. So pwede naman po magpatulong but it cannot be controlled by anyone. It should be you. Kahit ako nga, pag may nagpapatulong pa rin sa akin, sinasabihin ko pa rin na gawin mo muna yan, tapos pag nagawa mo na yan, ako na mag-check niyan. Tatapusin ko na yan. Ganon. Example, like sa kapatid ko, minsan nagpapagawa siya ng mga essays, reaction paper. Sa kanila, syempre, ako papanoorin ko din yung mga videos para for reaction papers, papagawa ng teacher. So, ang sinasabi ko lagi sa kapatid ko, no, there should be a smart, no, how to do it. You want to help your brother. Ako ganon din na pag tumutulong ako sa brother ko. Sabi ko sa kanya, gumawa ka muna ng reaction paper, pag gusto ko madami, tapos syempre meron niyang ilang words ang kailangan, di ba? Limitation sa reaction paper. So sabi ko sa kanya, sige, gawin mo muna yan, tapos ako na bahalang mag-correct at saka magdagdag niyan. So at least, yung idea niya pa rin ay nandun. If ever yung kanyang teacher tatawag ng pangalan niya, makakasagot siya. Makakasagot siya kasi nga, siya po yung gumawa nun. Ang ginawa ko lang dun sa part na yun ay, inayos ko lang, yung kinorek ko lang yung grammar, at the same time yung mga technical errors, gano'n. Tsaka dagdag ng konti. Mga important words na kailangan ng teacher. Okay, so yun, that's why still your objective should be control. No, it should be within the control. Influence and resources of exercise, play, and participants' actions. Ano ibig sabihin yan, no? Pag extensionist ka kasi dapat you are being objectives. Yun. You are being objective, no, pag extensionist ka. Ano ibig sabihin ng you are being objective? Dapat pinupunto mo kung ano ba yung objective mo talaga. O, ipunto mo talaga yun yung talaga pinaka-objective mo. Pag napunto mo yung pinaka-objective mo, now, your students na sasabihin na ng students mo na, okay, alam ko na yung ibig sabihin ni sir. Okay, kasi nga, andun pa rin yung objectives mo. No, you are still reaching that goal or objective. So, it is achievable and attainable. Okay, next we have relevant or realistic. Ano nga ba yung relevant? Unahin po natin yung relevant and extension in education. Objectives should be instrumental to the mission of organization and linked to its goals or strategic intent. Okay? So pag sinabi natin instrumental to the mission of the organization, meaning your objective should be, kaya nga sinasabi ko, it should be visible, ayun, it should be visible, feasible, feasible, at saka it should be realistic. Kasi nga, no, kasi doon din nakatuon ang organizations, no, na itong kanyang objectives, no, talagang related sa anong nangyayari ngayon. So now, no, your amo, no, will your boss, no, since your objective still in line with the mission of the organization, so your boss now will get your idea. Okay, now what is realistic in economics? No, it should be strategic intent. No, kaya dapat maging visible kasi nga you are referring to projects, income, profits, no, yield, yun po sa realistic. Okay, and time bound. What is time bound or timely? They are also known as timely. Okay, a specified reasonable time frame should be incorporated into all objectives. O ano yan? Ibig sabihin yan, di ba? Kahit nga tayo gumagawa ng research, objectives, meron po tayong timeline. Sinasabi ng teacher natin, 3 months lang yung thesis ninyo or 3 months lang yung research ninyo. So, anong gagawin ninyo? Within that 3 months, anong gagawin ninyo na study na kaya makapag-provide ng conclusion within the 3 months? So, yun po ang tinatawag natin na time-bound. Okay? There should be a time frame kung kailan matatapos or timeline. Okay? So this is what we call, again, this is what we call SMART. Next. Let's now proceed to the overview of the Philippine education or educational system. Okay? Ano nga ba ibig sabihin nito? No, what's the overview of the Philippine education? The Philippine education system, or educational system, covers both formal and non-formal education. So, covers niya po both formal and non-formal education. So, formal education is a progression of academic schooling from elementary, grade school to secondary high school, and tertiary levels, which is the TVET and the higher education. And then we have the system is trifocalized by law into basic. Okay, by law into, ano yung mga law na mamaya alamin natin ng law yun. Law into basic, and then technical, vocational, and higher education under 3 different agencies. Ano pa yung nag-work as, ano pa ba yung mga, sino ba yung mga karapatan na pwedeng gumamit ng Philippine educational system? No, we have the DepEd, which is the Department of Education. Okay, Department of Education headed by a cabinet secretary. Okay, sino yung mga i-appoint ni president ng president na secretary, no, for basic education? Yun po yung Department of Education. Medyo naguguluhan po sila. Yung K-12 po ba ay under ng DepEd? Ang tanong ko, sino makakasagot niyan? Yung K-12 po ba or senior high school ay connected po ba or under po ba kay DepEd? Sino pong makakasagot?
Yes po.
Yes?
Opo.
Paano mo nasabing yes? Kay DepEd pa rin po ba si senior high school?
Yes po. Char.
Char. San Mero Char. Okay, bakit kaya ganun? Sige, let's see. And we have the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, headed by a Director General for Technical, Vocational Education and Training. And the Commission on Higher Education under the Office of the Philippine President, headed by the Chairperson of Collegial Body of 5 Commissioners. So yun, actually, hanap yan sila ng mga body of commissioners. Yung mga higher education. Yun. So, ang tanong ko, no, yung senior high school po ba ay still connected with the DepEd? It's actually absolutely yes. No, it's still connected with the DepEd, but it is under the supervision of CHED. Okay, it is under the supervision of CHED because that is the senior high schools, which is the grade 11 and grade 12, is different with the junior high schools and those basic educations. Okay, so under po yun, still connected po sila kay DepEd, but it is under the supervision of CHED. Okay? Nga, kaya nga some of the senior high schools, yung kanilang ginasabi nila na meron doon per students na coupon worth of 25,000 per semestral ba yun? Ganun. That is coming from CHED. Yun. Kasi it's still under the supervision of CHED. Okay? And then, supervision po yun ng CHED para makaproceed sila sa college level or bachelor level. Ayun. And then, we have also the country's colonial history, population growth, financial funding, and educational reforms, all contributed to the nuances of the Philippine education system. So, we have the basic education, we have the K-12, no? Actually, that is K-14. If I'm not mistaken, that is K-14. Yan. K-14 po yan. Bakit siya naging K-14? Kasi po, included po yung kindergarten tsaka preschooler. Preschooler ba itong first, no? Tapos kindergarten.
Kindergarten din niya, preschool.
Kindergarten, tapos preschool, then grade 1. No, ganun yun. So, kindergarten, preschool, and then grade 1. Asali pa kasi yung dalawang yun. So, K-14 po dapat yan siya. K-15.
Okay, kindergarten, kinder 1, kinder 2.
Hindi na to consider. K-14 lang yan sila. Okay? And then we have technical, vocational, educational, and training. So that is TVET. Ano yung technical, vocational, education and training? Ito po yung makukuha ninyo ng mga NC2 na National Certificate sa TESDA. No, yung tawag doon yung merong kasing vocational courses na 2 years, mga automotive, ganun, electrical. Meron din for 6 months only, kukuha ka lang ng national certificate or NC2, ganun. And then we have higher education. So ano nga ba yung higher education? Dito na po yung included yung bachelor degree. Bachelor degree, doctorate degree, yon. Okay, so ano pa kasali sa higher education? Meron din po tayong master's degree, ayan, doctorate, scientist, yon. Okay? And then we have the Philippine Qualifications Framework and Philippine Education and Training System. So, di-discuss po natin. Actually, yan yung first natin na discussion on the overview of the Philippine education. Yung framework po ng Philippine Qualifications Framework. Kasi nga, hindi po yan gagawin ng TESDA, ng DepEd, ng CHED, meron pa po tayo isa dito, DOLE. Meron pa po tayong DOLE yan. Department of Labor and Employment. Okay. Kasama din po sila sa Philippine Education. Kasi po si DOLE ay nagbibigay din po ng vocational courses. Yun. So that is a non-formal. Okay, that is a non-formal education. By the way, ano nga ba? Hala, hindi ko pa nalagay dito. Sorry. So, ano nga ba yung kaibahan ng formal, ganito ka na lang ha, non-formal at saka ng informal. Informal. Sa baba ko na lang, informal. Ano nga ba ibig sabihin ng formal? Pag sinabi mong formal, ibig sabihin dumaan siya sa proseso ng education. Anong dumaan siya ng proseso sa education? Ibig sabihin dumaan siya sa grade 1, sa preschool, sa kindergarten, preschool, hanggang nag-graduate siya ng college na may degree. So, yan po ay tawag dyan ay formal education. Kasi nga sa formal education, they are producing competitive education. Tapos sa education, sa formal education po, diyan po ang technicalities tsaka professionalism na nangyayari sa formal education. Pag non-formal education po, that can be seen outside the campus. Okay? Pag formal, inside the school. Okay? Pag formal, inside the school or inside the campus. Pag non-formal, that is can be seen outside the campus. What are those? Example, we have the ALS, Alternative Learning System. Kasi nga, yung alternative learning system, meron silang modular, paminsan lang po sila nag-meet. Ganon. Tapos pag sa formal, no, meron talagang regular class. Okay? Always remember, pag formal, that is a full-time educational system. Always remember that, ha? Pag formal education, it means a full-time educational system. Bakit siya full-time? Because it is a regular schedule. Right? Every day, Monday to Friday, we have class, or Monday to Saturday, ganun. And then, pag non-formal education, it is only for a compliances system. Okay? It is a compliances activity or compliances educational system. For compliance lang, no? Daadan ka ng klase sa isang linggo, merong isang klase lang, tapos out of the campus po yan, ha? Minsan, ang mga barangay po niyan ang nag-offer ng ALS, no? To help those mga medyo may edad na, no? May edad na, tapos pwede po silang mag-ALS or mag-open high schools. Open high po sila para matulungan po sila to jump into conclusions na pwede po silang graduate without following the process or the legal process of legal pa rin po yun ang formal, ha. So without following the formal education. Yun. Without following the formal education, they are still, no? They are still qualified to jump into conclusions na makaka-graduate, pwede na po silang graduate ng high school. So, sino po yun? Sino-sino po ba yung mga ganon, no? Yung pwede mag-ALS? Yun po yung mga estudyante na umaabot na po ng mga 5 years to 10 years na hindi nakapag-aral. Pwede din kahit yung mga matandaan na, pwede po rin po sila ma-consider as ALS or open high. Okay? Next, we have and we have also informal education. Okay, ano nga ba yung informal education? Pag sinabing informal education, it means it can be seen everywhere. So, kahit saan po ay nakikita yan. Okay? It can be seen everywhere. So, pwede po siyang formal at saka pwede din po siyang non-formal. Okay? Pwede siyang formal and non-formal. Kasi it can be seen anywhere. So, that is informal education. Okay? So, yan. Baka lalabas yan sa board exam kasi lalabas talaga po yan. Okay? Ano nga ba yung adult education? That is what we call andragogy or pedagogy? Pedagogy. Okay? So, adult education, that is pedagogy. And we have children, or childhood, that is andragogy. Okay? So, always remember that. And, okay, we have, basic education, K-12, technical, we have the TVET, we have the higher education, we have also the Philippine Qualification Frameworks and Philippine Education and training system. Sir, bakit niyo po dinidiscuss yan? Because this is related to what is happening now in our extension. Because we are doing training. Yun, kasi nga, kaya NC2 eh. Yan, NC2 po tayo. Kahit nga pag nag-a-apply ka as teacher, na graduate ka ng agriculture and then nag-a-apply ka as agri-crop teacher or T2, T3 ba yan? Teacher 2, teacher 3. So, anong kailangan mo? You need first and foremost, you need to be graduate in you should have a national certificate. It's either agri-crops production or organic agriculture production.
Hello, sir,
Or animal science, pwede din. So, pag meron kanyang NC2 na yon, no, the next process or the next step is TMC or Training Methodology Certificate ang sunod. Ano nga ba yung Training Methodology Certificate? Yun ay gagamitin para ma-consider ka as pwede kang magturo ng iyong profession. Okay? Even you are not a licensed agriculturist, you can still teach in the senior high schools.
Sir, i-correct ko lang sir yung sir, kanina. Adult education, sabi kanina ng student niyo, sir.
Ano ba yun?
Pedagogy. Alam ko is andragogy ang adult education. Then yung pedagogy is yung youth. Children.
Sige lang. Narinig ko sa kanila.
Pedagogy sa adult.
Baliktad, sir.
Andragogy is for adult.
Sabi ko na.
Andragogy is adult. Tapos pedagogy is children.
Yan, pagpasensyahan nyo na. Kasi ako natatanong lang daw kasi minsan nawawala sa isipan. Okay, so ganito na lang. Imagine na lang natin pag PEDA. Pag PEDA, parang it's like, it talks about children. So that's why it is a childhood. Tama?
Yes.
Oh, yun. Pag andragogy, that is adults. Oo. Ay, lagi sige yun. Nauna sa ako. Lagi. Leng. Ayun. So, pag pedagogy, peda, meaning childhood. And then, we have andragogy, andra, meaning adult. Yun. Yun na lang. Isipin natin. Okay? So, yan. Thank you. Ayan. Thank you for the corrections. Okay? Kamsahamnida. Yan. Kamsahamnida. Shara sa'yo. Very good. Okay, so yun po. Okay, so yun yung mga educational system natin. So next is, yun, paano yun? Next is we have TMC dun. Pag nag-TMC ka na, kumuha ka na ng training methodology certificate course sa TESDA. Actually, ano yan eh, hindi siya umabot ng 6 months. Mga 3 months lang po yan. Medyo, pahirapan lang po gumawa kasi gumagawa din po kayo niyan ng gumagawa din po kayo niyan ng daily, ano nga ba yung sign ng teacher? Nakalimutan ko na. Nakalimutan ko na yung pang-araw-araw na ano.
Plan, sir.
Oh, lesson plan. Sorry. Yung DLP pala nila. Parang gumagawa ka lang din po ng DLP or daily lesson plan. Pero doon sa TMC po, nakalagay po doon, per topic. No? Pero per topic, per objectives na gagawan mo. Okay, ganun yun. Tapos isa-isahin mo yun, so gagawa ka ng quizzes, ganun. Tapos dadaan ka pa sa supervisory, monitoring, facilities, and dami. Actually, there are 5 sections on the TMC. Okay, yun. So, yun. Kailangan yun siya tapusin. Okay, so parang nagiging teacher ka lang din po. Ganun. Okay, pagkatapos nun, iba na ngayon eh. Sa naging stricto na ngayon si Secretary Duterte. Sabi niya po, to those, tinanggal na actually yung mga teachers sa senior high na walang license, na hindi licensed teacher, pero they have the profession or they are teaching their profession. Okay? Kasi nga, meron silang TESDA, meron din po silang TMC, yun. Tapos, let passer po sila, kaya pinapasok po sila. Meron pong ganitong situation. Kahit ako parang I feel like, pangit po siya sa part natin. Kasi, dapat sa senior high school, ang nagtuturo ng agriculture ay profession po talaga sana ng agriculture. Kasi nga, yung senior high school po kasi, yung grade 11 and grade 12 is considered na po yung parang first year college and second year college. No? So, syempre, ang mga dinidiscuss nila doon sa senior high school po sa 11 and 12, hands-on po yun ng pagiging isang agriculture. No? Kasi meron naman agriculture, di ba, sa senior high school. So, dapat po talaga ang nagtuturo po ay hindi lang yung kumuha ng NC2 ng agri, at saka hindi lang po sana yung mga kumuha ng NC2 sa organic. Karamihan po ng aking nalalaman dito na karamihan ng mga nagtuturo sa senior high school po ng agri-crop at organic agriculture po, ng mga animal science, mga poultry, ganun, ay hindi po talaga nila profession ang agriculture. Yun po ay hindi tama sa akin lang. Kasi nga, pagdating po ng college, yung bata po, yung yung natutunan niya from the yung sa teacher nila, kasi nga hindi nga yung profession ng teacher nila sa senior high, iba po yung turo. Iba pagdating sa college, no? So, kaya po ganyan ang nangyayari. Lalo na pag gumagawa ng mga natural or farming products, organic products, dapat po yun ang inaayos ng mabuti. Dapat yung nagtuturo. Sabi nga nila, may kakulangan po kasi sa mga teacher. So, dapat yung mga license, let's say, mga licensed agriculturists, ay pwede na or i-allow na nila na magturo. Kasi nga, kaya nga naging licensed agriculturist sila, it means that they have solid foundations on their professions. Meaning, pwede na po yun siya gamitin as, pwede silang magturo sa professions nila ng agri-crop. At saka kasi nga, alam nila yung kanilang profession. Na merong iba na hindi naman graduate ng COMSAI, graduate ng COMSAI, graduate ng IT, graduate ng HRM, pero nagtuturo ng organic agriculture. Anong pagkakalam nila dun? No? Lalo na pag organic agriculture, it's a big no. Na hindi dapat ang nagtuturo talaga ng organic agriculture ay profession talaga o professor talaga ng agriculture or profession talaga or agriculturist talaga. Kasi ang organic agriculture ang pinakamahirap sa lahat ng NC2 na alaman ko, na pag-alam ko talaga. Aside sa bookkeeping, ang mahirap talaga din sa agriculture ay ang organic agriculture. Mahirap po talaga yan. Even sa part ko, mahirap po yan. No? Lalo na pag meron po kayong minimal knowledge sa agricultural productions, talagang mahihirapan po kayong sumagot sa assessment niyan. Kasi madami pong cover siya. Okay? So yun po dapat i-mind natin. Okay, let's now proceed to the Philippine Technical Vocational Education and Trainings, or also known as TVET. Actually po yung TVET, ito po yung gustong-gusto ng DepEd tsaka ng CHED na magturo sa school. Kasi nga, sila po ay more knowledgeable, no? Pag may TVET ka, yun na po yung tawag natin na TMC. No? Kasama na po dun, TVET po yun. Okay? Kasama po dun yung TVET. So, pag may TVET training ka, pag may TVET training ka, yun. So, ma-consider ka na as pwede ka nang magturo. Yun. So, pag the Philippine Technical Vocational Education and Training, or TVET, is competency-based education, yun, and training system. Strategically designed to meet labor market demand and provide unskilled Filipinos. O, ito, unskilled Filipinos. Kaya nga, di ba? O, ito na. Designed to meet labor market demand, okay, and provide unskilled Filipinos opportunities for decent employment and personal advancement. Kaya nga iba, kahit yung hindi nakapagtapos ng pag-aaral, no, hindi nakapagtapos ng pag-aaral, as long as they already enrolled sa TESDA at tinuruan sila paano mag-welding, paano ayos ng automotive, no? Yun, nagkakaroon sila ng decent employment or magandang trabaho, lalo na sa abroad. No, pag nag-abroad ka as domestic helper, dadaan pa po kayo sa TESDA. Ang kukunin niyo pong NC2 ay housekeeping. No, pwede yun, housekeeping po na NC2. Domestic helper ha, wala pong domestic helper na NC2. Housekeeping po talagang kinukuha nila. So required po yun NC2 para pwede pong lumabas sa ibang bansa. Okay? Ay, why are you using companion mode, Morial, Imperial? Huwag kang gumamit ng companion, baka mawala po yung recordings natin. Ayun. So that is what we call, okay. So yan po ang TVET. Okay? Yun po yung minimit ng TVET. Yung mga taong unskilled, no, tinuturuan nila to have a skill and then magkaroon ng decent employment, tapos personal advancement. Tsaka mawalis din po sa isipan nila, tsaka sa heart nila na hindi po sila behind. Yun. And then we have the system subscribes to the principles of lifelong learning and recognitions of prior learning by recognizing, okay, by recognizing learning outcomes achieved through formal, informal, and non-formal modalities. Okay, we have the qualifications and the skills formation programs are designed in modular form to provide the needed flexibility that allows the packaging of programs according to present and future needs. Ease of amendment and incremental approach to volume and size while addressing the minimum requirements for a qualification. Bakit po ginawa yung TVET? Because of our unemployment rate. Isa po yun sa mga dahilan. Pag tumaas po yung unemployment rate, it means that tumataas din po yung mga tao na walang trabaho. O lalo na pag may mga taong gagraduate na ng welcome to unemployment world. So ganoon. So dadagdag na naman yung sa Pilipinas na may mga tao na naman, thousands of people na walang trabaho. So ang gagawin ngayon, yung mga unskilled professional or mga unskilled Filipinos ay gagawaan ng paraan ng TVET na mabigyan sila ng magandang trabaho. Yun. Alam niyo po ba, sa Korea, yun, maraming gusto mag-work sa Korea. Totoo po yun. Okay, maraming gusto mag-work sa Korea kasi nga, sa Korea walang pinipili. Okay, walang pinipili sa Korea. Nakapag-aral ka man o hindi, nakapagtapos ka man o hindi po yun tinitingnan ng Korea. Yun. Isa po yung example ko ha. Ang Korea po is also one of the TVET. Bakit? As long as, hindi po din nila tinitignan if you have training sa welder, may experience ka sa welder, wala pong ganon. Wala pong ganon din sa kanila. If you are licensed agriculturist, wala pong ganon sa kanila. Lahat po ay pantay-pantay. What they need is your personal information. They do not need your educational attainment. They do not need your profession. Ganon. Ganon po sa kanila sa Korea. Ang kailangan mo lang po sa Korea ay ipasa yung Korean language test. Which is, yun po ang actually ginagawa ko ngayon. Which is, we need to take the KLT or the Korean language test. No? Kasi nga, malaki ang sahod sa Korea. Malaki pa yung sahod sa Korea. Okay? Malaki pa yung sahod. Ganun, maganda po kasi doon ang nila, ang pasahod. Magandang pasahod doon. Tsaka maraming incentives at the same time. You are also insured. No? So, sa Korea. So, pag nakapasa ka sa Korean language test, no, it is the government that will give you or that will provide you an employer. So kasi government to government po yan, wala pong agency, wala pong placement fee, wala ka pong babayaran. Totoo po yun. Pero you need to enroll in a Korean language center. Kasi yung Korean language center, sila po ay tutulungan kanila para makapasa. At the same time, tutulungan kanila hanggang makarating ka sa Korea. Isa po yun sa pinaka-importante. Yun. So pag sa Korea doon, kahit hindi nila alam na agriculturist ka, hindi nila alam na licensed engineer ka, ganon. Some of them, licensed engineer, licensed agriculturists, are factory workers, are shipbuilders, some of them. So, ang mga sahod, umabot ng 18,000, 85,000 to 150,000, depende sa overtime. No, ganon. Tapos, meron pang incentives, tapos per holidays, double pay pa, Saturday, kahit wala kang trabaho, binabayaran ka. So, that is under the government of Korea. Yon. Na yon, what is the good thing in Korea also when it comes to TVET, no, sa Korea is that sa Korea din, hindi naman nagpo-promote ako this you still have idea everyone if you are looking for a good job or a good work, no, after this, if you're looking to a good work, so you try it kung mahilig kayo sa K-drama, ganon. So, pag nalaman nila na licensed agriculturist or professional ka, tataasan nila yung sahod mo into a 50%. Yun po kasi yung nakalagay sa Korean rules. So, pag nalaman nila, pag licensed agriculturist ako, factory worker ako doon, pag-aaralin po ako nila ng profession ko. Yun po actually yung hinahanap ko doon. Kasi yung Korean po kasi, they are more advanced when it comes to technology. No, it's either Korea or Japan lang. Ganun lang yun. So yung iba, hindi na nagsistay dito sa Pilipinas kasi nga, maliit ang sahod. It's not justifiable. So mga ilang taon po ba, sir, ang pwede mag-apply? Actually, start with 18 years old hanggang 35 years old, pwede pa pong mag-work. Yun. As long as makapag-take ka. Yun. 18 ha, meron nga 19, hindi nakapagtapos pero andun na sa Korea. Ang yaman na, milyonarya na ngayon. So imagine that. No? Pero sa Pilipinas, hindi natin yan nafe-feel. We are not, hindi ko nafe-feel na yumayaman na ako. Parang dumagdag lang yung trabaho, parang yumaman lang ako sa problema ko. Okay? So, there are also some of the teachers na nagta-transfer na sa ibang countries mag-teach. Thailand, no? Ganun. Kasi nga, maganda yung pasahod. Kasi ganun. Sa Japan, ganun din. Okay, next, you have TVET. Is delivered, hindi po sa akin lang hindi po kasalanan natin yon. Kasalanan po yun lang, ay siguro ng government, kasi hindi po sila competitive kung ikumpara sa iba. Iba yung mga ibang teacher natin, nagsisialisan na, yun, makaano lang sila, makaipon lang sila ng kahit konting budget para makaalis sila. Ganun. Wise po yung mga ganun. Okay, and then we have, TVET is delivered in the form of training programs. Yun. Training programs that are provided by about 3,920 institutions providing TVET. Okay, sa mga regions sa Pilipinas, no, the TVET is delivered in the form of training programs. Yun. That are provided by about 3,920 institutions provided TVET as of 2017. So TVET institutions or training providers are encouraged to develop their own curriculum base. Ganun po yun. Ang tawag po sa amin yan is CBC or Curriculum Based Competency or Competency Based Curriculum. Yeah, sorry. Competency Based Curriculum. Tawag po dyan. CBC. Okay? And then standards or training regulations or may mga TR po yan. Ito po yung ginagamit sa paggawa ng TMC, yung training regulations sa TESDA. Okay, and then adherence to the competency standards. Yun. Ano yung competency standards? Yun po yun na nakalagay doon sa training regulations. Example, AgriCrop, meron talaga yung training regulations. Guidelines po yun kung paano gawin yung CBC or competency curriculum-based standards. And then we have issued under specific training regulations are the minimum requirements. So they are the minimum requirements for the design and authorizations of any TVET training program. Okay, so that is TVET. Okay? Next, we have TESDA. Now let's proceed to TESDA. What do you mean by TESDA? TESDA is Technical Education System. Educational System and Development Authority. Okay? So, Technical Education and Technical Education and Skills Development Authority. System tuloy akin. Yan. Skills Development Programs. So, TESDA is the agency mandated by law, which is Republic Act number 7796. Okay? Ano nga ba ang 7796? No? It is to promote and strengthen the quality of technical education. No? Strengthen the quality of technical education and skills development programs in order to attain international competitiveness or global competitive. Isa po yan. Focus technical education and skills development on meeting the changing demands for quality, middle-level manpower. Number 3, encourage critical and creative thinking. Yun. By disseminating the scientific and technical knowledge base of a middle-level manpower and development programs. Number 4, recognize and encourage the complementary roles of public and private institutions in technical and skill development and training systems, and inculcate desirable values through the development of moral character with emphasis on work ethic. Meron din po yan, kasali po yan lagi sa TMC or sa CBC, work ethic or etiquette, work etiquette, self-discipline, self-reliance, and nationalism. TESDA is both formal and non-formal. Pag wala po sa board exam, pag lumabas po yan, ano po yung educational system, ang sagot po dyan ay informal education. Kasi po, TESDA can be seen anywhere. It's either out of the campus or inside the campus. Okay, that's informal, both formal and non-formal. Okay? Next. So what is the qualification in the TVET? So actually there are a qualification in the TVET. Okay, so we have the Philippine TVET is the programs. Philippine TVET programs provide qualifications from levels 1 to level 4. Okay, so example, we have the NC2. Yan, level 1 to level 4 po yung Philippine TVET provide qualifications. Okay, so I'll give you one here, or list. Talalagan nyo ha. Level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yan. Kabila, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Level 1 and level 1, that is the primary school. Primary school. Level 2, secondary school. Level 3 is tertiary school. Ay, sorry. No. Level 3 to 4, sorry. Level 3 to 4 are NC2. Okay, mga NC2 po yan. NC2 or NC3. Okay. Level 5 is, ito na, TVET or vocational school. Vocational school. Yan, TVET or vocational school. Yung mga 2 years, ganon. Okay, so we have also level 6. Pag sa level 6, that is bachelor. Bachelor degree na. Level 7, master's degree. Yan. Level 8, doctor's degree. Level 9, that is national scientist. And then we have this one is international scientist. Ayan. So that is the level that you need to know. Okay, that is the level that you need to know in the qualification yan. Philippine Educational Level. Meron din po yan sa LEP. O, yun, sa LEP. Oo. O, ikaw nga, ay assess mo nga sarili mo. Saan ka na ba ngayon? Sa anong level ka na ngayon? Kasi ako, I am level 7. Si iba dyan, anong level na kayo? Level 6 pa po kami, sir. Okay lang yun. At least level 6 kayo. Yun. At least meron. Diba? Yan po yung level talaga niya. Actually, yung NC2 naman, yung NC2, yung TESDA ay, ang kino-covered niya is from level 1 to level 4. Kasi there are, yung TVET pala, yung TVET TESDA program. Okay? Okay, TVET TESDA program, yung NC2 po na minimin niya, dyan. TVET program, NC2 po na minimin yan. Kasi there are people na level 1 lang natapos, level 2 lang natapos, but they can still get NC2 to reach level 4. Yun. Level 4 po kasi yung minimum requirements to be skilled professional. Skilled worker. Sorry, skilled worker. Yun, skilled worker sa Philippines. Okay, yan. Pag TVET ka, vocational na po yan. Yung 2 taon, 2 years, yung mga DAT pala. Yung mga DAT, Diploma Agricultural Technology. Yun, 2 years po yun sila. Meron din po tayo mga 3 years, yung mga COMSAI, IT, ganun. So that is under level 5. Okay, so huwag niyo pong kalimutan yan. And then we have, yan, diplomas and learnership programs are the interface with higher education. So yung from level 6 now, going to so sa level 6 to 10, dyan po ay pumapasok na si higher education. Okay, si CHED, pumapasok na po si CHED dyan. Okay? And then we have the Philippine Qualification Frameworks was established in 2012. It was established in 2012 through the Executive Order number 83. Bakit po nangyari yan? Kasi nga, lumabas po itong TVET. So, kailangan gumawa ang tawag dyan, mga lawmakers ng framework. Dapat gumawa po sila ng framework, standardization po yun ng kanilang qualifications sa Philippines. Dito sa Philippines. So while its governance is stipulated in the Ladderized Education Act of 2014. Ito po yun, Ladderized Education Act of 2014. The passage of the PQF Act in January 2018 provided the legal support for its full implementation. Kasi yung Executive Order number 83, gina-guide po niyan ang TVET to make framework on each of the qualifications. Ikaw, ngayon, tanungin ka, what is your qualification? Ako, pag tanungin ako, what is your qualification? Sagutin ko is OAP, kasi nga ang qualification ko is OAP, Organic Agricultural Production NC2. Yun. Jason, ano ang iyong qualification? May qualification ka na ba, Jason? Wala pa?
Wala, sir.
Sige, kailangan mo yan, ha? Pwede ka din Actually, kung tayo mga agriculture po, hindi na po natin kailangan pumasok ng klase sa NC2. Kung magtitake po tayo ng NC2 sa agri, crops, animal science, poultry, OAP, hindi na po natin kailangan pumasok kasi po may mga ideas na po tayo tsaka pinag-aralan na po natin yan. Ang kailangan lang natin is may mga students din po kasi na nakapag-enroll doon, hingi na lang tayo ng notes kasi yun nakakaintindi naman din po tayo. Practical kasi yung mga tanong. So ako, hindi na ako pumasok ng klase. Pumasok na po ako ng assessment. Nagpa-assess ako agad. Kasi sinabi ko, I am a licensed agriculturist and then graduate po ako ng agribusiness. So, pinatek ako agad ng assessment. Kasi yun din po ang request ko. Ayokong pumasok ng klase. I just need the notes only. Basahin ko lang yun. Tapos yun na. Taktakan na. Ang daming i-memorize. So, yun. Importante po yun. Ang pinakakailangan i-memorize yung mga core values. Core values ba yun? Core objectives ata yung term yun. Basta mga core. Basta yung core. Yung kailangan yung basic core. Core. Basta core objectives yung kailangan na i-memorize ninyo. Yun. Yung yung hog racing, mga ganun ba? Yun. So, producing, concoction, ganun. Kalimutan ko na. Yung mga core na yun, so i-memorize ninyo. Okay? So, kailangan talaga may NC2 tayo. Okay? Pag-graduate natin ng agriculture, may NC2 tayo. Pasok na kayo, pa-assess na agad kayo. Yun. Si Erica Joy Shiba, si Ma'am Erica Joy, ano yung qualification mo, ma'am? Ma'am Erica, tulog na si Ma'am Erica?
Sir,
May qualification ka na?
bale may certificate po kami noong second year college, sir. Ladderized program po ng agriculture.
Ladderized ka na alin?
Sir?
Ano yung NC2?
Basta agriculture po before kami mag-take ng major namin.
So prerequisite siya.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Maganda yan. Yung school na pinapare-requisite talaga kayo. Maganda po yan.
Ano yung bridging program?
Ha? Okay, now let's proceed to TESDA. Okay? TESDA still under PTVET, ha? TESDA is the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, or TESDA, was established through the enactment of Republic Act number 7796, or otherwise known as the Technical Education and Skills Development Act of 1994. Okay, so that is TESDA. Okay? Which was signed into law by President Fidel V. Ramos. Sino ang nag-signed? It was signed by President Fidel V. Ramos. On August 25, 1994. It was signed on August 25, 1994. This act aims to encourage the full participation of and mobilize the industry, labor, local government units, and technical vocational institutions in the skills development of the country's human resources. Okay, so that is TESDA. Huwag kalimutan yan, ha? Anong Republic Act? Republic Act number 7796. Okay? Sir, bakit po ba natin dinidiscuss yan? Parang malayo naman yan sa agriculture. Haller, hindi pa malaman sa agriculture. Pasok po yan sa extension. Okay? Pasok talaga yan sa extension and education. Okay? Next. Okay, what is the mandates of TESDA? Number 1 is integrate. Yan. Coordinate and monitor skills development programs. Restructure efforts to promote and develop middle-level manpower, approve skill standards and tests, develop an accreditation system for institutions involved in middle-level manpower development, and then we have fund programs and projects for technical education and skill development, and assist trainers training programs. So that is the mandates of TESDA. And what? At the same time, the TESDA is expected to devolve training functions to local governments. Okay. Ibig sabihin, kasama pa rin dito ang LGU. Kaya nga, they are LGUs, they have their own TESDA. Kaya nga, kailangan siyang decentralized sa local government. Okay? And then we have reform the apprenticeship program. Yun. Meron tayong mga apprenticeship program, yung mga scholarships program. Number 3, involve industry or employers in skills training. Then formulate a skills development plan. Yun. Actually, nagpo-formulate talaga kami ng formulate. And develop and administer training incentives. Yan. Meron din po yan mga training incentives. Pag scholar po kayo, merong incentives. Wala na kami nabayaran sa TESDA. Lalo na yung mga rubber production. Maraming scholar po niyan. Tapos binabayaran pa po sila ng 7,000, I think. Ganon. After na assessment, meron po 7,000 binibigyan. And then organize skills competitions. Organize skills competitions kasi nga we need to be competitive globally. And then manage skills development funds. Yan. Actually, ang laki talaga ng fundings ng TESDA. Lalo na pag may pumapasok na mga, lalo na pag may sinasabi nila, ay try nyo pong i-search TESDA sa Facebook. Tapos, example sa LGU nyo, for example, TESDA Sibugay, sa amin dito, meron yan silang pinopost na, nag-o-offer sila ng scholarship sa ganito. Nung nakaraan, food processing po yun. Tapos, meron silang incentives. At ibig sabihin po nun, may fundings po nun. Million po yung fundings niyan. Yun. So, kukuha sila ng mga ilang tao. Yun. Take nyo po yun. May mga scholarship po yan. Hindi nyo po kailangan magbayad. Meron po mga scholarship yan. Okay? Okay, so we are done with the TVET. And now, let's proceed to mass media. Or specifically, we will discuss about social media. It's under communication process. Okay? Okay, what is social media? Social media and its modern use refers to platforms used on both mobile devices, home computers that allow users to interact through the use of words, images, sounds, video. Social media includes popular sites such as Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook, as well as sites that can aid in business networking such as LinkedIn, or kung maka-income ka din dito eh. And then we have also social media platforms have completely changed the way people communicate. Yan. Completely changed the way people communicate. Over the past 20 years, social media has drastically changed with TikTok, Instagram, joining Facebook, Twitter, as some of the leading global social media platforms. With more platforms targeting younger generations, yun, talaga younger generations, magre-reels, hindi na makatulog yung mga bata kasi nga Facebook lang ng Facebook, TikTok ng TikTok, Mobile Legends pa, ganun. Audiences are growing. Yan. And social media have introduced new difficulties in relationships. Ano nga ba ibig sabihin nito? Yung mga estudyante, yung mga young people, yung mga youth, hindi mo na mautos. Pag nakapag-Facebook, nakaupo na yan, nakagamit na yan ng cellphone, naka-Facebook na yan, mahirapan mo na magputos. No? Nagkakaroon ng difficulties sa relationship between each other. No? Yon. Isa din po yan sa mga disadvantage. And then one way this has occurred is through catfishing. Ano yung catfishing? Isa po sa example niyan ay catfishing. Ang catfishing po, ibig sabihin ng catfishing is the term catfish refers to a person who uses a false online profile on social media platform. False online profile. Ito po yung tinatawag na mga poser. Yan. At mga catfishing po yan, mga poser. Gamit sila ng ibang picture, ng ibang tao. Okay? And then most commonly, a catfish communicates with another online profile to get them to fall in love with the false persona they created. Merong ganyan. Maggawa sila ng Facebook nila, tapos ang profile picture, kinuha lang nila sa iba, tapos gwapo yung profile picture, gano'n. Tapos ngayon, itong lalaki, isa po, may mga babae na crush na crush siya kasi gwapo na gwapo, gano'n. So, mag-fall in love, tapos pagpeperahan na. So, that is a catfish. Okay? And then the MTV reality show Catfish, the TV show has brought mainstream attention to this issue. So meron pong MTV, actually this is in US, somewhere in US, MTV reality show ng Catfish. Meron po talagang TV show na ang kanilang mission is to draw this mainstream attention to the issue of catfish or catfishing. Catfishing po ang tawag nun. Okay? Next, we have social media as interactive technologies that facilitate the creation and sharing of content. Ayon, ideas, interests, and other forms of expressions through virtual communities and networks. Ano ibig sabihin yan? Yung mga, doon na nilalabas, kahit hindi naman kailangan i-post, bakit ipo-post pa? No? Yung example, ganyan. Hindi ka pa nagbayad, i-post talaga kita kasi hindi ka pa nagbayad. Ganon. Kasi kasuwa na ngayon ng slander, ng libel, ganon. Wala na, cybercrime ng illegal action agad, no? Tayo po as professional, hindi po natin trabaho yun. Yung parang sumasabay po tayo sa memes. Kasi naman yung problema. As long yung memes po natin is laughable, pwede din po yun. Basta hindi po nakakasakit. Okay, yung parang alam niyo ba yung ibig sabihin ng unprofessional na sinasabi ko sa social media? Yung bang magpo-post ka ng mahabang explanation gamit ang iyong lengguwahe or Tagalog para sirain yung isang tao or may pinapatamaan ka, hindi po yun. Ang mas magandang gawin po dun is to counter that person or kausapin siya in person. Hindi po pwede idaan sa social media kasi marami pong nakakabasa niyan. Now, that's being immature. Okay. Next, also while challenges to the definition of social media arise due to the variety of standalone and built-in social media services currently available, there are some common features. So there are actually some common features in the social media. So what are those? Okay. So let's see. Okay. So later on, meron naman some common features in the social media na pag-uusapan natin later on. Meron yun, nakalist po yun, nakalist down. Later, yun po ipamemorize ko sa inyo. And then social media are interactive web 2.0 internet-based applications. Yan po ay social media interactive web 2.0 internet-based applications. Meron din po sa board exam na sa LET din siya lumabas. LET po siya lumabas sa sa TVET din po yun siya sa TLE major. Yung lumabas po yung web 4.0. Yung po yung yung sa Japan Highway Internet Connections na minimin sa Web 4.0. Yon. And then social media helps the development of online social networks by connecting a user's profile with those of other individuals or groups. Ito, this is what we call social media. Kasi nag-connect tayo, hindi naman tayo magkakilala sa isa't isa, di ba? Personally, tayo makakilala. Hindi nyo naman ako kilala, so nakakilala tayo because of the social media. Yon. Kasi nga, nagmamahalan tayo, ganun. Okay, next. We have the term social in regard to media suggests that platforms are user-centric and enable communal activity. As such, social media can be viewed as online facilitators or enhancers of human networks, webs of individuals who enhance social connectivity. So that is social, yun, social media. Next. Okay. Social media have introduced, marami talagang definition ang social media, guys. Okay? Social media have introduced new difficulties into relationships. One way this has occurred is through catfishing. Yun, isa din yun. Kaya nagkaroon ng difficulty. Ay, balik lang pa tayo. Balik lang tayo. Hindi ko siya na ano. Sorry ha. Okay, dito na po tayo sa early computing. Kailan po nagsimula yung social media? Yun. Early computing start with the front panel of the 1969, the era ARPANET. Okay, ARPANET and Interface Message Processor. Ano nga ba yung ARPANET? So it is an IMP log of for the first message sent over the internet. So we have the ARPANET or the first message sent over the internet using ARPANET. Yun. IMP log is the first message sent over the internet using the ARPANET. Okay? What is ARPANET? It is an interface message processor. So the Plato system was launched in 1960. Kailan po yung nag-launch ang Plato system? It was launched in 1960 after being developed at the University of Illinois and subsequently commercially marketed by Control Data Corporation or the CDC. Okay? It offered early forms of social media features with 1973 era innovations such as Notes. Yan. Plato's Message Forum application. Ito po yung mga dati. Term Talk. Its instant messaging feature. Talkomatic is perhaps the first online chat room. Ano yung first online chat room? Talkomatic. Okay? Wala pa pong Messenger. Okay? It was Talkomatic. News Report, a crowdsourced online newspapers and blog access list, enabling the owner of a note file or other applications to limit access to a certain set of users. For example, only friends, classmates, or coworkers can be seen. So that is in the early computing in the time of Plato system. Okay? In 1991, here comes, in 1991, we have Tim Berners-Lee. Okay? Dali lang. Check ko muna kung ano yun? Okay. So we have, okay, balik tayo doon. Sorry. Sa ano tayo? Balik tayo sa early computing. So you have ARPANET. Okay, si ARPANET naman is also considered as the first ARPANET which first came online in 1967. So in 1967, ARPANET was first came online. Okay? So we have the ARPANET which first came online in 1967. Okay? Yung first message sent over the internet is IMP log by the use of ARPANET. Lumabas din po yung ARPANET as the first came online is 1967. Kasi dati offline pa man using IMP log noong unang panahon. Okay? And then we have in 1991, okay, in 1991, when Tim Berners-Lee integrated hypertext software with the internet, he created the World Wide Web. or also known as www. Okay? So, siya po ang gumawa ng www, si Tim Berners-Lee. Okay? Marking the beginning of the modern era and of network communication. So, this breakthrough facilitated the formation of online communities and enabled support of online groups. Through the use of weblogs, list servers, and email services. The evolution of online services progressed from serving as channels for network communications to becoming interactive platforms for network social interactions with the advent of Web 2.0. Okay. Next, you have social media started in 1990s. Always remember that. With the advent of platforms like GeoCities, Classmates.com, and 6degrees.com. Okay? While instant messaging and chat clients existed at that time. And we have the 6degrees.com was unique as it was first online service designed for real people to connect using their actual names. Yun. Siya po yung kauna-unahang messenger. Si 6 Degrees, no, was unique as it was the first online service designed for real people to connect using their actual names. It boasted features like profiles, friend lists, and school affiliations, and then making it the first or the very first social networking site. Bago po tayo nagkaroon ng Friendster, nagkaroon po muna tayo ng 6 Degrees noong unang panahon. Okay? Sino po ba ang nauna sa kanila, sir? Si 6 Degrees or si Tacomatic? Tacomatic. Si Tacomatic po, messenger din po siya. However, hindi po siya for social networking site. Hindi po siya for social networking site. While 6 Degrees po, siya po ay social networking site. Kaya siya first social networking site. Kung palamangan po, we have Tacomatic, ang una talaga, and then we have 6 Degrees. Ganun. Pangalawa na po yung 6 Degrees na. Okay? Kasi ang Tacomatic is 1973 siya nagawa, while the 6 Degrees is 1997. Yan. Actually, naabutan ko pa nito is Yahoo Messenger. Yan, naabutan ko pa yan si Yahoo Messenger. Yan, the platform's name was inspired by the 6 degrees of separation. Concept would suggest that every person on the planet is just 6 connections away from everyone else. Yan. And we have in 2019, according to Merriam-Webster, defined that social media is a forms of electronic communications. Kasi yung 2019, modern na po tayo niyan eh. Modernized na po tayo niyan. Such as website for social networking and microblogging. Ano nga ba yung mga microblogging? Tingnan po natin mamaya. Through which users create online communities to share information, ideas, personal message, and other content, such as videos. Okay, let's see. These are the lists that you are going to memorize. Okay. We have blogs. Example po ng mga blogs is Huffington Post, Boing. So that is a blogs. Business networks, Lincoln, Xing, examples po ng mga business networks yan. Collaborative projects, Mozilla. Are you familiar with Mozilla? Yung kulay
Yes, sir.
orange.
DA? Dominic Authority?
Ha?
Ay, Mozilla. No.
Mozilla? Yung
Tama.
Mozilla Firefox ba?
No, I mean...
And then we have enterprise social networks. We have Yammer and Social Cast. We have forums, Gaia Online, IGN boards. Microblogs. Ano yung mga microblogs? Twitter, Tumblr. Yan. Photo sharing. We have photo sharing, Flickr, Photobucket. Yan. Products or services review, Amazon, Elance. And then social bookmarking, Delicious, Pinterest. Sorry. I-check ko nga itong Delicious na application. Check ko itong Delicious application. Sa pagkain to eh. We have social gaming, Mafia Wars, World of Warcraft or Dota. Known as Dota po yan, Dota. Yan. ML, pwede din masama dito. Si Aussie. Madami pa po tayong laro. League of Legends. Yan. Social networking site, Facebook, Google. Video sharing. Actually din po ang Telegram is under din po siya ng social networking site. Telegram. Messenger, kasama din po yan siya sa social networking site. Messenger. Yan. Video sharing, YouTube, Vimeo, Look. Ano pa? Netflix. Ano pa? Do you have an idea pa?
Bili-bili.
Oh, Bilibili. Bilibili. Oh, Bilibili. Yun.
Ubo.
Ano pa yung mga video sharings na alam ninyo? Ayun, baka, huwag na sabihin, baka hindi tayo monetize. Monetize. Mahirap na. Huwag na sabihin, pero alam ko yun. Nasa dulo ng idila ko talaga. It starts with letter P. Basta yun na.
Basta may max, sir.
Basta kung saan tayo magaganon, ganon. Lahat naman siguro. Okay, start with letter P. Video sharing din po yon. Ano pa? Virtual worlds. Yon. Second Life. Yan. And Twility. Yung Threads po ay kasama po yan ng microblogs. Yung Threads po ay bago po yan ngayon. Yan. Threads. Kasama po yan ng microblog. Okay, next. Okay, another thing is this one. You need to familiarize this thing. Okay, madami pa po yan sila. Hindi lang yan. Meron pa tayo isang slides for that. Okay, so we have in 1973, okay, we have Tacomatic. Yan, Tacomatic. The developer or the founder is Dave Woolley or Douglas Brown. Yan. 6degrees.com. Sumunod po si 6 Degrees. Sumunod po si Owl Instant Messenger. Si Yahoo Messenger. Yan, nakamot ako Yahoo Messenger. And then MSN Messenger. Alam ko po din yan. Live Journal. Friendster. Sino po nakamot dito ng Friendster? Sino po may Friendster account noon? Si Jason. Ako may Friendster account din po ako noon. Yung bang i-cut mo yung cover mo yung para ilagay mo dun sa cover page mo. Yun. Kasama pa, nakana pa ng Friendster niyan, 2002. And then, LinkedIn, yan. Makakapera ka po din sa LinkedIn. And then, MySpace, Skype. Yun. Sino may Skype account dito? Actually, Skype account din po yung ginagamit ko pag sa ibang class. Yun. Pero mahal. Mahal. Facebook. Sino walang Facebook dito? Ay, dinabega, walang Facebook. Yan. Posible wala kayong Facebook. Kilala nyo naman sino yung founder, di ba? Si Mark Zuckerberg po yun. Okay?
Sir, gino mo ng Meta kay ipalit ganito.
Actually, ang covered sa Meta or Meta Incorporations. Okay, later na lang. Discuss natin si Meta. Okay, we have Orkut. Yan. And YouTube. Sino po yung founder? We have Steve Chen, si Chad Hurley, and yan si Jawed Karim. Sila po ang founder ng YouTube. Yung Reddit. Yan. Nakamot pa kayo ng Reddit yung kulay red na parang toys, ganun. And then we have Twitter by Jack Dorsey. Iba na po ngayon ang sign ng Twitter. Iba napansin ninyo, it is symbol like X na kulay black. Yan. Ganyan na po ngayon yung Twitter. Apo. Next is VK. Yan. VK, yung V tsaka K na ano. So, it is by Durov. Yan. And then lastly, we have the Nextdoor. Yan. Nextdoor, WhatsApp, yan. Pinterest, Instagram. Okay. Sino may Instagram dito? Yan. Snapchat. Sino may Snapchat dyan? Ganon. Google. Yan. Google Plus po yan Google Plus. Yan. WeChat, Tinder. Sino po may Tinder dito sa inyo? Sino po may Tinder dyan? Yung Tinder datings po yan. Tinder. Sino po may Tinder sa inyo? Sino may Tinder dyan sa inyo? Huwag nyo na po itago yan. Si Jazz nahirapan? Ako si Jazz.
Kapasok na po ako, sir.
Nandiyan ka na pala. Sorry. Ayun. So, we have Tinder, we have Discord. Actually, guys, mag-11 na. Hindi na siya maganda na mabuti ng 11. And then we have Discord, TikTok, Clubhouse, and then yung bago ngayon po is Threads. Okay, so gusto niyo pag-usapan niyo. Pag-usapan po natin muna yung estudyante ko yung Meta. Okay, yung Meta po is actually it is a Meta Platforms and Corporation. Yung Meta. Okay? Sino-sino po ba ang nasa Meta? So, the company owns and operates Facebook. Okay? Instagram. Threads. And WhatsApp. Okay? Yan po ay own po yan ng Meta Platforms Incorporations. Kasi po yung Meta Platforms Incorporation, it is formerly named as Facebook Incorporation or the Facebook Incorporation. Dati ang tawag sa kanya is Facebook Incorporation or the Facebook Incorporation. Okay? Ano ba kasi yung focus ng Meta? Kasi yung platforms kasi ng Meta is to reflect its focus on building the metaverse. O, ano nga ba yung metaverse? Yung, ano na talaga, like, ano na siya, parang 3D-like. Diba? Yung science fiction na 3D-like. Have you seen a game, yung may ilalagay na malaking, yung parang yung parang nilalagay dito sa mata, tapos yung sabi mag-roller coaster, virtual reality, yun. That is under Meta. So, that is metaverse. Yun. Okay? Ang Meta po ay galing sa Facebook Incorporation po yan dati. Formerly known as Facebook Incorporation. Pagmamay-ari pa rin po yan ni Mark Zuckerberg. Yun. Okay? So, yun po ang kailangan ninyong i-ano ninyo. So, tomorrow na lang po tayo magki-quiz. Okay? Kasi para ma-prepare ko din yung ano. So, we'll be having a 20 items quiz before po tayo mag-proceed sa another, sa susunod na ano, sa discussion natin. So, our next discussion for tomorrow, before we proceed to the next discussion, next topic natin, so mag-economics na po tayo tomorrow. Yay! So, by Sunday, we will be having our rationale on the final coaching test ng Agricultural Extension and Communication. Gawin po natin ng rationale yung, diba sabi ko na gagawan ko na lang siya ng slides, diba? Gagawan ko na siya ng slides, each questions. Okay? So that will be on Sunday. So early po tayo ng Sunday kasi sa Sunday po kasi wala akong klase dito sa face-to-face kasi may meeting sila sa alumni. Ayun, so makakagawa po ako ng slides niyan. Okay, yay! So tomorrow is your quiz before we proceed to the next topic. Okay, so tomorrow, papasok na po tayo sa economics. Are you happy, guys? We are done with extension. Yay!
We are
So,
happy.
We
are happy. Yay!
So actually this is the finish of our this is the end of our regular class review. Ayan, minix natin with the final coaching. So ayan, so hopefully guys, solid na talaga tayo for board exam. Magtatap na po talaga tayo. Ayan, magtatap. Ako po ay gagabay sa inyo. Okay, what's the good news? Okay, actually good news po talaga yung dala ko sa inyo for tonight. Hinintay ko talaga matapos ang presentation para ma-discuss ko po sa inyo kung ano yung good news na isasabihin ko. By the way, hindi ko na lang tatanggalin yung recordings para makita din after yung YouTube sa YouTube. Okay. So the good news is that so lahat po nang naka-enroll under my class, enrolled under my class, and then tulungan niyo na din po ako, maghanap tayo ng umabot ng 1,000 subscribers yung YouTube. So kung sino man po nanonood ngayon, charot, click the subscribe button. Ayan. Tulong-tulong po tayo umabot ng 1,000 kasi nga yung mga side na na mga audiences, I want to help them. Pero ayoko din yung parang easy way lang, easy lang na tutulungan ko agad-agad sila. But there should be an in return para at least yung sacrifices ko din, hindi din siya nawawala. At saka hindi din siya nasasayang. No? That's the way of returning me, or returning my efforts. Yun, so tulungan po natin na umabot ng 1,000 subscribers. Bakit po tutulungan ng 1,000 subscribers? Diba sabi ko sa inyo na sa GC sinabi ko sa GC ng aking online class na magbibigay ako ng mga notable terms. Ano nga mga notable terms? Yun mga terminologies na kailangan nating tandaan. Lalabas sa board exam. Tapos yung mga terminologies na out of the box, like out of the topic, na kailangan din po nating tandaan. So, i-discuss po yun ni Sir during the last minute review. And then meron po doon yung mga bagong updates tulad ng mga populations, yung mga top producer, dun po yun isa-tackle ni Sir sa last minute review po yun. Magbibigay ako ng copy nun sa inyo day before bago po tayo mag-separated, gano'n, bago po hopefully matapos yung final coaching natin, no, hindi pala, kasi matapos talaga yung final coaching natin a week before 3 days ata before the exam. Ganon. So, mabibigay na ako para ma-print out nyo pa siya. Kasi pangit kasi pag nasa cellphone siya, ma-print out pa ninyo. And then, tulungan nyo ako para yung mga outside audiences natin, no, makasama po sila sa last minute. Ano po yung good news doon is that, guys, ngayon pa lang, practice na kayong early matulog. Kasi nga, on the first day, kasi yun lang sabi ko din sa mga estudyante ko, on the first day of your exam, ito kasi ginawa namin last year, kaya maraming din nakapasa, no? Matagal po kami natulog, actually. Matagal kami natulog. Siguro meron na kami mga 3 to 2 hours na tulog. Example, yung exam po namin, exam ninyo is 20, right? So, ng 19 ng gabi, bali sa 19 ng hapon, parang natulog na lang muna kami. Parang piniprepare muna yung sarili namin. So, tulog talaga, pahinga talaga, ganon. Tapos, nag-start kami ng klase. Kasi kayo po yung una kong ika-klase bago po sa face-to-face. Kayo po yung una kong ika-klase sa 19. Mag-start po tayo niyan ng 5 p.m. Okay? Mag-start po tayo ng 5 p.m. niyan. Baka matatapos tayo ng 8. Hindi ko pa alam, baka 3 hours tayo abot. So 8. Tapos, magdi-dinner na po kayo niyan. Babalik po tayo ng around 1 a.m. Babalik po kayo ng around 1 a.m. Bakit, sir? Magre-review po tayo niyan. Magre-review po tayo niyan. Hindi pwedeng hindi tayo mag-review. Ayan. Magre-review tayo, tatakil natin yung lahat. Hindi pwedeng uuwi. Bahala na yung kulangan tulog. Nga, di ba sabi ko sa inyo, walang maliligo. Pwede lang mag-half bath. Okay, walang maliligo. Hindi babasain ang ulo, ganun, buhok, ganun. Basta habat lang tayo. Guys, manigurado na tayo. Manigurado na tayo. Wag na tayo babalik. Wag na natin payamanin si PRC. Okay? So, yun, habat lang tayo. Ang mga around 3 a.m., basta matapos na natin lahat ng mga terminologies na kailangan i-discuss doon. Go na tayo niyan. Okay, pwede na tayo. Patulogin ko na kayo. Sige, tulog na kayo. Mag-alarm lang kayo para hindi kayo mag-alarm kayo ng tapos or may kayo na tao nagisingin kayo around that time. Mga around 7 a.m. Ganon. Hindi pwedeng hindi matulog. Dapat matulog kayo at least 1 hour or 2 hours. Okay? Kaya ganon ang gawin natin. And then pagka umaga, i-prepare nyo na, sanayin nyo na sa sarili nyo, mag-inom kayo ng energy drink. Yun, sanayin nyo na kasi pagka umaga, syempre mawawalan kayo ng gana niyan. So, kain kayo ng masarap na breakfast at the same time, yung kain kayo ng at least 2 egg. Pwede din 2 egg, pwede ganun. Mas maganda din yung boiled egg. No? So, mag-prepare kayo ng mga lunch niyan and then para pang-lunch nyo din at the same time. Tapos sanayin nyo na mga Gatorade, ganun, para hindi kayo ma-dehydrate kasi nga kulang kayo sa tulog. Okay, so yun. Yun pa ang mangyayari during the board exam. Okay, so inaanyaya ko ang lahat, no, to join with me. Pwede lang po kahit hindi na po kayo sumama, no, pero mas join with me kasi nga both with my face-to-face class, habang nagdi-discuss po ako sa kanila, naka-face po ako sa laptop noon. Ibig sabihin, nagsasalita ako. I am still sliding my I'm changing my slides, changing my slides or discussing my slides or the terminologies, no? Habang discuss ko yung terminologies doon, naririnig ninyo ako. Andun pa rin po ako. Okay? So meron pa rin po tayong interaction to each other. Are you willing to do that? If you are willing, you can raise your hand. I want to if you're willing to participate. Very good kasi lahat naman talaga gustong mag-top, di ba?
Nakaka-excite.
Okay. Ako talaga gusto ko talaga mag-top kayo. Like kami kahit dito, we are willing to. Kaya nga dito sila ngayon eh. Actually, ayun. Sinabihan ko na sila na sinabihan ko na sa kanila na ang klase natin is magkakaroon tayo ng klase every day. Start November. Ayan, start November, every day na po ang klase natin. Sabi ko sa kanila, kaya nag-stay na sila with me kasi nga magsa-study din kami. Right after ng klase na to, we will have our class dyan sa labas. We have our own chalkboard sa labas ng office. Yun, kaya don't worry kasi share ko din yun sa inyo guys. Ayun, so Sir Angelo is here to help you. So what I need is that, guys, kahit yun sa iba, please help me para umabot tayo ng 1,000 subscribers. Wala na ako ibang hinihiling. Yun lang. Pag umabot tayo ng 1,000 subscribers, ipapasok ko lahat. No, ipapasok ko na lahat sa doon sa Leia Lectures na isasama ko sila sa last minute review. Are you agree with me? Yun lang ang didil ko sa inyo. Bakit tayo umabot ng 1,000 subscribers? Para po kasi hindi lang man talaga yun ang requirements for YouTube. Meron pa po isang requirements doon, pero ako na pong bahala doon. Okay, ako na po ang bahala doon. Tapos gagawa pa ako ng paraan na if ever to those who cannot enter the class sa Gmeet, no, ila-live ko po siya sa YouTube para yung iba po na hindi po naka-attend, pwede pong pumasok. No, pwede pong manood sa YouTube. So i-spread nyo lang po sa iba para mapanood po nila yon. For free lang po yun. Pag umabot po tayo ng 1,000 subscribers. Are you agree with that? Actually, we are prepared on this. Kasi hindi lang po ako magdi-discuss. I also have with me my classmate po. Okay, si Ma'am Tilus po ay magdi-discuss din po ng economics and extension. Sabi ko sa kanya, itong mga magbibigay lang siya ng some motivational, inspirational, at the same time po ay magbibigay lang po na siya ng mga notable, yung mga notes yun. Actually, natutulong-tulungan po kami with my teacher kasi gusto ko po na lahat po ay papasa. Okay? So, papasa po tayo, magtatap po tayo. Yun po yung pinaka-target natin. And then, next is, your exam is 20, right? So, 19, baka alas 2 or alas 3 tayo matutulog. Tapos, gising po tayo ng 7. Tapos, actually, you can take a nap naman during the board exam. Sir, pwede po bang take a nap? Yes, pwede po tayo mag-take a nap. 15 minutes po ang take a nap po natin. Sapat pag gusto mo talaga matulog na, you take a nap. Okay, you take a nap. And again, I always encourage everyone to do not bring sugar, yung sweetest type of chocolates. Yung mga, ang dapat po kasi dinadala during the board exam is yung mga like bitter type na chocolates, yung mapait. Kasi, less lang po yung sugar level nun. Pero, kasi pag mataas po yung sugar level kasi, that's a tendency na makakatulog po tayo. Kasi yung sugar po natin, pag mataas po kasi yung sweetness na meron tayo, yung sugar level natin, nakakatulog po tayo niyan. Oo, nakakaidlip tayo. So, nawawalan po tayo ng gana niyan. So, dapat, yung kinakain natin yung mga dark chocolates, kasi mga mapapait na chocolates po yan sila. Yun. Na-try natin yan. Example, Goya, ganun. Yun, pwede po natin. Yung mga walang mix ba? Yung like pure talaga siya na chocolate. Yun. So, isa po yun. So, by 20, so first day of your first day of your board exam, that would be crop science and soil science. Wag po natin muna ibubuhos lahat ng energy natin. Basic lang tayo. Chill lang tayo sa exam. Okay? Humble lang po tayo. Always be humble. In what way masasabi ko talaga na humble, guys, is that tanggalin ko na lang kaya yung slides para makita niyo yung pagmumukha ko. Yan. Ayan. In what way ko talaga masasabi na humble tayo dapat? Ganito. Pagpasok agad ng center, assessment center, o saan kayo mag-test center, Huwag na kayo wag na kayo magtanong, "Hoy, nag-review ka? Hoy, nag-ano ka? Ay, ako hindi." Ganun. Wag na kayo magchismis ng ganun. It's just bothering your mind. Wag na kayo. Mag-focus na lang kayo sa sarili ninyo. Yun. Mag-focus na kayo sa sarili ninyo. Okay? Ako nga, nagsa-start na nga din ako magka-ibags yan. Dalawa kasi inaaral ko. Ito, Leia, inaaral ko pati yung Korean language, inaaral ko din yun. So, yan. Ang gagawin ninyo is that i-focus yung sarili ninyo. Pagkatapos nyo sa isang subject, wag na po kayo, lagi ko talagang ina-advise sa lahat na wag nang makikipag-usap sa iba. Kasi paglabas mo ngayon ng room yan, sa tanong yan sa'yo, ano yung sagot mo? Hala, tama kayo yung sagot ko. Hala, mali ako, hindi yan ang sagot ko. Mali po yun. Mali po talaga yun. Should be humble. Kung ano yung nasagot mo, wag ka na magtanong, wag mo lang pakinggan sila. Mag-focus ka na sa next subject, which is the soil science. Okay? There are centers na, assessment centers na pinapaalaw kayo magbukas ng lectures. Meron po yan. Meron din po na pwede kayong palabasin mag-lunch. Meron po yan. Meron po sa iba. Dito kasi sa amin bawal. Nasa loob lang po talaga sila. Bawal din po sila magbukas ng lectures. Pero ang yung baon na nila, pwede silang kumain. Sa loob talaga ng room. Doon lang po talaga sila. Pwede naman kayo doon mag-sharing. Uy, mag-discuss na lang tayo sa next subject. Diba? Soil science yun. Ganun. Uy, alam mo yung ganito. Ganun yun para maalala. Magtulungan kayo sa loob ng room. Magtulungan kayo noon. Meron yan, may mga proctors na mga mababait, magtulungan kayo. Pag alam niyo yung sagot, magbigay din kayo ng sagot. Pag sure talaga kayo sa sagot ninyo. Okay? Yun ang pinaka-technique dyan, magtulungan. Team building, kumbaga. Teamwork po yun, mahulog. Yung sa part ko po nung time na yun, actually nahuli po ako noon nahuli ako na tinutulungan ko yung katabi ko. Kasi nga, hindi siya nag-review. So, ang sinabi sa akin na, sir, ka na po, merong warning na po ako noon, naka-warning po ako ng isang beses. So, hindi ko na po siya inulit na takot ako, baka madiskwa ako, yun, baka ma-DQ ako. So, baka ma-invalid ang exam ko. Hindi ko na tinulungan si ate, bahala siya sa buhay niya. Kaya yun ang sabi ko sa inyo, do it yourself first, ha? Tulungan niyo muna yung sarili niyo. Help yourself first. Okay, so 20, that will be your first subject. So, and second subjects. And then, pag uwi ninyo, diretso agad rest, tulog agad. Bawi kayo sa sleep. Okay? Bawi kayo sa sleep. Kasi matatapos naman kayo niyan mga around 4:30 if I'm not mistaken. Mga 4 or 3:30 matatapos na kayo niyan. So, babalik tayo, mag-online tayo ng around 6 p.m. Mag-online tayo ng around 6 p.m. Wag mo na kain ng rice. Kung meron na kayong rice, okay naman din. Kahit hinahinay na kain-kain, konti-konti, chichirya muna, okay lang yun. Or mag-bread muna. Kasi after the class ng 6 p.m. hanggang 9 p.m. po tayo niyan. 3 hours pa rin po yan. 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. no? Bibigyan ko kayo ng time para mag-dinner. Kasi kami sa face-to-face niyan, mag-discuss na rin kami. Ako, I only have 30 minutes to rest. Kasi nga, after ng online ko, mag-face-to-face ako. Pero makakapag-rest naman ako pag wala kayo, morning nakakapag-rest ako, natutulog ako the whole day. Yun. So, okay lang yun sa akin, guys. Hindi ako matulog ng araw na yan. So, nasanay na din ako noon. Kasi I also need to review mayroon din po akong kailangan study. So, pag afternoon po, ang gawin natin yan, alauna. Balik po kayo ng alauna. Balik po kayo pwede po kayo mag-sleep muna saglit, tapos alarm lang kayo, balik kayo ng alauna. So, kailangan pumasok po kayo niyan, ha? Pumasok po kayo ng alauna. Ganun po yung natin. Tapos, gigising po ng alauna. Tapos, andun na, magdi-discuss ako both online and face-to-face class. Kasi we have our hall. May hall po kami doon sa hotel. Binigay po yun sa amin ng for free ng may-ari. Kasi kilala ko may-ari. Lang yun parang FC lang ako, feeling close. Dapat ganun tayo, mabunganga. Para feeling close, para ibigay sa atin, ganun, for free. Ganun. Ayun. So, doon pa rin tayo sa notable terminology. Tapos, 1 hanggang 3 lang po tayo. So, matutulog na naman tayo ulit. Tapos, doon na naman, bakbakan naman tayo for the second day. We know na ang second day is the hell day. Kasi yan ang pinakamahirap na subjects. No? Animal science tsaka crop protections. Bakbakan tayo dyan. So, dyan, uubos tayo ng energy. Let's say 75% ubos tayo ng energy dyan. Okay? So, bibigyan ko kayo ng techniques on how to answer those difficult questions na mayroon sa animal science and crop protection. Actually, I prepared for it para i-test ko kung kaya ninyo. Kaya sinasabi ko sa inyo, you always use your instincts. Practice your instincts. Okay? Tomorrow, magpa-practice na naman tayo ng instincts. Okay? Next is, we have, yan, second day. Tapos, second day tayo, boost tayo dyan ng review. Tapos, yun na yung pinakapanghuli. Yung, ibuboost na talaga natin. Yung pinakapanghuli. Ganun pa rin yung rotation natin, ha? Ganun pa rin yung routine natin. Pagka-uwi nyo ng second day, pagkatapos ng matulog muna kayo saglit, tapos balik kayo ng mga around 6 p.m., magkaklase po tayo niyan, hanggang 9 p.m. po tayo niyan, tapos tulog saglit, dinner or tulog saglit, balik kayo ng mga alauna. Yan. Pag alit ng alauna, hanggang 3 p.m. na po tayo niyan. So, discuss ko na po sa inyo on how going to answer economics well para go po tayo, mataas po yung scores natin. Okay? And also extension. So, after niyan, pwede na po tayo matulog. Pwede ba kayo natulog ng 24 hours? Kayo na bahala kung paano yung ninyo. Okay. So, are you agree with me? Hopefully, you are agree with me. Gagawa ako ng schedule niyan. Ipopost ko siya sa gagawan ko talaga ng timeline yan. Gagawan ko yan ng timeline. Okay? Are you agree with that? Okay, very good. Very good. Charasayo. Very good, everyone. Kamsahamnida. Hopefully, guys, you are with me. And to those who are watching this video, hopefully you subscribe in the, please subscribe in the subscribe button. And button. Tapos, subscribe na lang po ng channel. And then, palikes po din po ng ibang videos. Charot. Tapos, palikes na lang din po. Ganon. So, share din po tayo ng mga videos ko. Ha? Ganon na lang po. Wala na po talaga ako ibang hinihingi dun sa mga outside audience. Kahit dun sa mga estudyante ko enrolled with me, no, please tulungan din po natin sila. You know what? Ibi-bless po tayo ni Lord kung magtutulungan po tayo. Promise po yun. No, ibibigay po ni Lord yung para sa atin. Okay? And then, magkakaroon po tayo ng sa 19 po morning, di ba wala man tayo klase sa 19 morning? Kung available po kayo ha, to those available lang ha. To those available, Monday po ng morning, 19 po ng morning, to those available, we will be having our, kasi actually, nag-request po ako ng gusto ko kasi mag-request ng mass. Mag-request po ako, mag-ask po ako ng mass. Gusto ko mag-request ng mass, tapos mag-prayer. Mag-ask po ako ng, okay lang po ba pag sa pastora namin or pastor na lang namin? Kasi related po this one. We have also yung mga Muslims or Islams dito. Oo. Hindi naman po siya for hindi naman siya for hindi po pag-uusapan natin yung hindi po natin pag-uusapan yung about sa anong tawag diyan? Hindi po natin about sa religion. Pag-uusapan po natin yung motivation, inspiration, tsaka kanina po tayo, ano po yung dapat gawin natin. So, mas maganda po kasi may guidance po tayo. So, magre-request pa ako sa pastoral namin ng time na yan. Ha? Pero do not worry kasi yung offering po niyan ay may love offering. Ako na po bahala din sa love offering. Bibigay po natin. Actually, yung final coaching po nun, yung percentage po ng final coaching na nakukuha ko po.
Sir?
Yung, nag-feedback. Yan. Yung nakukuha ko pong percentage na galing doon sa final coaching na sa inyo, no, guys, ay ibibigay natin yung love offering doon sa church. Kasi mas maganda kasi yun. Kasi we still point it down na we still have God. No? Si God pa rin yung center ng ating mga plano. Okay po ba yun? Mas maganda kasi yung ganun. Yun ang pinakagusto ko talaga sa lahat. Yung nagbibigay din tayo kay God. Opo. Tama po yun, seed faith. Tama nga term niyo, sorry. Seed faith pala yun. Sorry. Tithes din po sa term na. Sa amin po kasi love offering yun. That's love offering sa pastoral po namin. So, mag-request lang ako para at least, no, meron po tayong motivational from our pastoral or pastors. Last year kasi ako yung nag-motivation. So, parang nakakasawa na din yung puro mukha ko na lang nakikita. Ayun, so, yun everyone. And hopefully, lahat po kayo ay open for that. Okay? So, yun. Gagawa ako ng sked, ha? Gagawa ako ng sked for everyone. So, tulungan lang po tayo. Ang pinaka-target natin ngayon, sumabot tayo ng 1,000 subscribers. Ayan. And then, memorize yan. Tomorrow, you'll be having your quiz. Okay, bye-bye everyone. Good night. Yun lang pala. Kamsahamnida. Yan, kamsahamnida.
Thank you, sir. God bless.
Kamsahamnida. Ne, 안녕. Bye-bye. 안녕히
God bless
주무세요.
po, sir.
잘하세요.